Hello and welcome to today's video. The Iliad and Odyssey are epic poems that are widely considered to be among the most important works of Western literature. Both works were written by the ancient Greek poet Homer, but surprisingly little is known about the man himself. In this video, we'll explore the true identity of Homer and what scholars have discovered about him over the years. First of all, it's important to note that some scholars believe that Homer was not an actual historical figure, but rather a collective name for a group of poets who contributed to the oral tradition of these two epic poems. However, the prevailing theory is that Homer was indeed a real person who lived in ancient Greece. So who was Homer? Unfortunately, there is no definitive answer to this question. What we do know is that he lived sometime around the 8th century BCE, and that he was from the region of Ionia in modern-day Turkey. Beyond that, everything is largely a matter of speculation. One theory is that Homer was a blind bard who traveled from place to place, reciting his epic poems from memory to audiences. This theory is supported by the fact that both the Iliad and Odyssey were originally passed down orally before they were ever written down. However, there is no concrete evidence to support the idea that Homer was blind or that he was a traveling bard. Another theory is that Homer was a wealthy aristocrat who had the leisure time and education necessary to write these epic poems. This theory is based on the sophistication of Homer's writing and the fact that his works show an intimate knowledge of the customs and beliefs of the ancient Greeks. However, there is no evidence to support this theory either. There are also some who believe that Homer was not a single person, but rather a pseudonym used by a group of poets who worked together to create these epic poems. This theory is based on the fact that the Iliad and Odyssey were not written by a single author, but rather by a collective of poets who added to the stories over time. So, what can we conclude about the true identity of Homer? Unfortunately, the answer is that we simply don't know. It's possible that he was a real historical figure, but it's also possible that he was a collective name for a group of poets. What we do know is that his epic poems have had a lasting impact on Western literature and continue to be studied and admired to this day. Despite the lack of concrete information about Homer's true identity, scholars have devoted a great deal of time and effort to studying his works and attempting to understand the cultural and historical context in which they were created. One of the challenges of studying Homer's work is that the original texts have been lost to time. What we have today are copies of copies of copies, many of which contain errors and variations. This has led to a great deal of debate among scholars about how to interpret the poems and what the original author's intentions may have been. Despite these challenges, the works of Homer continue to be studied and analyzed by scholars around the world. They offer a window into the culture and values of ancient Greece, and provide a rich source of inspiration for writers and artists in the centuries since they were first composed. In conclusion, while we may never know the true identity of Homer, his legacy as a writer and poet continues to endure. His works offer a fascinating glimpse into the world of ancient Greece, and continue to inspire and captivate readers and scholars alike. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.